How's it going, guys? So, yes, I'm gonna stop having hope. So if you guys missed it, I did kind of a deeper dive into the Madden 22 trailer release that got released on the 17th, which was 2 days ago. And I was like, you know what? There's been some changes. I have some hope. And then a bunch of beta codes got released. I'm pretty sure it was only for Xbox One, or for Xbox. What's the next gen version of? It's the next gen Xbox, and a bunch of people got beta codes. So a lot of people took risks and posted to the Madden subreddit, and the response has not been good. So we're not into a lot of the stuff that was leaked, whether it be some franchise stuff, some menus, some actual gameplay, the animations and cutscenes, stuff like that. And when you guys are, watching this stuff, keep in mind this is the next gen version. The first thing we have is leaked rookie face scans, what the players are gonna look like. First of all, this is the first overall pick. That looks something like Trevor Lawrence, but it doesn't look like him. Seriously, like the most highly touted collegiate player in the past 10 years. You can't even get his face scan right? I've seen modders do better job, EA. Let's keep going, though. Trevor Lawrence looks like very bad. Zach Wilson doesn't look too bad, except he's freaking huge for some reason. I also wouldn't pay attention to the overalls. I don't think those are accurate. That's supposed to be Trey Lance. That is supposed to be Trey Lance. Okay, EA. Let's keep going. This next one, Justin Fields looks actually probably the best so far out of all of them. But let's look at Mac Jones. What? I'm sorry, what? That's supposed to be Mac Jones? That's a joke. That's Mac Jokes. That's what that is. Kyle Pitts does look pretty good. Next is a presentation leak. This one's for the Super Bowl, like presentations and all the cutscenes you get. And this is super underwhelming. The graphics are really bad, for one. And I don't like the cutscenes. I'm glad that they finally changed the Super Bowl celebration somewhat, but at the same time, the graphics are so bad. Like, so bad. I said that they changed the final presentation for when you win the Super Bowl. It doesn't look that different, though. So here are the wide receivers that have been put into the game so far. This is obviously Jamar Chase. This will give us a good look at like what the gameplay is like, and it looks exactly the same as Madden 21. Like, none of this is looking fluid. Devonta Smith, honestly, his body type does not look very accurate to how he is in real life. The animations, like, the fluidity is my biggest issue right now. Like, what? There's no momentum. Oh, the jukes are the same. That's great. Jalen Waddle, his body type's not bad, but, like, look at the catching animation. Look at the this. This looks exactly like Madden 21. I'm not gonna lie. So that's enough of that. Now, for those of us that had hope that we'd get to like customize and like create jerseys and uniforms and stadiums, I'm gonna shatter your dreams right now because the team branding got leaked, and it's the exact same like 3 teams that you can do. We replay it again. You have the Diablos and the Golden Eagles. Sticking with like relocation branding, they also haven't changed any of the relocation cities. It's the same like 6 that we've had the last 5 years. This one I'm not too nitpicky about because there's not many places you can go to. I think it'd be cool if you could like, name them yourself or like, name whatever location you're in. But, if I see that we don't even get to choose what the jerseys are like, I'm not going to be surprised that, the locations don't change at all or that we don't have more freedom for where we're going. So the more that we start to look at franchise, the more underwhelming it gets, which sucks. So this is the feature section that EA released for each individual console. So obviously you have the next-gen consoles as well as the pre-gen consoles. First thing that sucks is PC is getting thrown in with pre-gen. Does EA not know that computers are more powerful than next-gen consoles? Nonetheless, the pre-gen consoles. So if you look at Dynamic Game Day, they're completely, to quote every person on the Madden Reddit right now, they're shafting the PC players because they're not getting next-gen stats, they're not getting a game day atmosphere, and they're not getting next-gen movement, which honestly, the next-gen movement isn't even that next-gen because it looks the exact same. I don't have a next-gen console. I play on the PlayStation 4 right now, and I've literally only been playing to like grind out solos to get ready for MUT in Madden 22, and from all of the footage I've seen so far, the gameplay looks exactly the same as the PS4. And the footage we've seen has come from next-gen consoles. So I doubt that next-gen movement 2.0 is going to be that different anyways. But the fact that they're not including this on PC, which is much more powerful than next-gen consoles, is just absolute horseshit. I don't know what EA is thinking. So this last thing is something that someone posted, someone that actually got a hold of the beta code and got to, kind of get a first impression on what the game is looking like so far, about 2 months out from launch. And we're going to kind of go, they were really nice and listen by bullet points. We don't have to read this like an essay. So we're going to go bullet point by bullet point and talk about what they're talking about. So the first thing, literally the first bullet point is the most, like, it's the saddest thing so far, because I was really excited that they implemented coordinators, and now it says he can't even promote coordinators to head coaching positions. All you can do is fire and hire them, but you can't promote them. I think that's like total dog shit. I know that like most coordinators get offered jobs to other teams, but at the same time, if you want to keep a coordinator and you fire your head coach because you think they're good enough to be the head coach, why can't you offer them a contract? And then, I mean, just going into the next bullet point, I can't grab coordinators from other teams to be my coach. They have to be fired or out of a job. Again, a lot of coordinators get offered head coaching jobs in the midst of a contract year. And so they'll just buy out, or they'll quit, or they'll resign, and then they'll just go sign as a head coach elsewhere. Like, I feel like EA doesn't know how the NFL works. There's no coaching carousel, just a hired, fired menu. That obviously we kind of saw that in the last 2 bullet points. There's no coaching interview to determine best fit. I mean, like, I hope that there is like something kind of like 2K where you can see like A, B, or maybe like 90, 90, 85 to see like how their attributes are if you want to hire certain coaches. But if not, and you're literally just picking names, then that sucks ass. Here's the biggest thing, because I thought the EA would take this one seriously, because this is one of the, like, besides, you know, customization and stuff like that, one of the worst parts about franchise has been free agency and trading. But apparently, according to this bullet point, trades and free agency are still heavily uninspiring. No drama, no news stories to contract complexity. Cool. So I'm glad that the free agency is just going to be an all-out bidding war again, and that trades don't have any logic, and you can just break them easily because you know that one player for some reason has a bunch of, like for instance, this year there were people trading like 70 overall offensive linemen for like 93 plus players. Like, I'm glad that they didn't fix the logic at all. You don't get draft pick compensation if you lose restricted free agents. I mean, and the draft is the same damn thing, so cool. I'm glad that the draft is the same damn thing too. Another one of the most broken elements of franchise. Draft pick compensation, I'm not going to be too nitpicky about. I think that'd be really, really nice if they had that, because that's a real thing. If you lose a player, usually NFL teams will get a 3rd round pick for it. But the fact that the draft doesn't have anything updated to it sucks. I thought maybe they would want to improve draft classes, but apparently it's still ass. I saw another thing where I guess another player is doing the beta, and they said that the Jags and the Jets took a quarterback in the 1st round. Like, so there's no logic from computer teams either. So that's so stupid. Being an owner feels like bare bones as before. Cool. I'm glad that this is really wanting me to play franchise. Don't expect any sort of love in creating a stadium, same as in the last several years past. Of course it does. Gameplay feels like Madden 21. It looks like Madden 21. The UI is horrible, clunky as hell. I can't vouch for if it's clunky because I obviously haven't had a hands-on. But I do. I may be the only one here, but I do like the UI just because, I mean, it's something different. We're getting something... Yeah, we're getting something different, which is something that we're not used to with EA. Literally, the menus have looked exactly the same, just with like a slightly different color or like a slightly different hue. So I do like the new UI because it doesn't look like Madden 20 and Madden 21, because those 2 games literally looked exactly the same. Madden 19 kind of falls in that too. So I don't think the UI is horrible. Now, navigating it is horrible, then I can't vouch for that. And that, if that is horrible, then that sucks ass astronomically. And then one of the most upvoted things in like such a short period of time is this right here, where it says boycott Madden 22. Honestly, I think boycotting Madden 22 is like one of the best things that could happen, but it just depends on who's going to do it. I personally won't, only because I want to be able to get my hands in the game, upload videos and content so you guys can see for yourselves if the game has changed or not. I am fine taking the bullet for you guys so you guys realize, okay, this game is shit, I don't want to play it. I took that bullet last year. I realized that Madden 21 was absolute dog shit. Like I said, I've been grinding solo challenges for Mutt right now to help me out next season. But, I mean, honestly, that's all I've done. It was not very enjoyable, honestly. But so I will still be buying Madden 22, but only because I want you guys to be able to see how the game operates, you know, how different it looks, and that way you guys can make the decision for yourselves. Like, okay, cool, this looks like a lot better, or this looks like dog shit, I'm gonna save my money. So that's the only reason I'm not going to boycott it. But I do think most people, especially if you're just like a casual gamer and you just like the Madden games, just hang on to Madden 21. Seriously, or if you have Madden 20, just hang on to it. A lot of the Madden community will post roster updates you can download, and they're honestly much more accurate than the ones that EA gives us. Like, I already know that I'm going to make a video about the Madden 22 when they start releasing player overalls. I'm gonna make a video about it because it's probably gonna be really, really bad. So I mean, going back to the original point, obviously I'm not going to not buy Madden 22. I'm gonna pre-order it, that way you guys can get the best and the earliest, you know, kind of viewing of like if I like the game or if you guys like the game and certain elements of it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on a lot of the leaks that have been coming out lately for Madden 22. I really I hate I started the video being like, oh, I have no hope. I really don't have hope for EA anymore. I mean, I remember last year after like hashtag NFL drop EA and stuff like that, and fix Madden franchise were all trending. EA put out a blog saying like, okay, Madden 22, we're gonna really fix things in franchise, which we were all like, why don't you just fix it now? But fine, at least we have something to look forward to, Madden 22. And it looks like they put in, you know, some new elements, but they're not really building upon them, which is so fucking frustrating. And, you know, one of the things that EA has been bragging about is the fact that Madden 21 was, like, I think the most played Madden game in the past, like, 10 years or something like that, or maybe it was all time. And it's like, yeah, you want to know why? Because people were stuck in their homes because it was a pandemic and there was nothing else to do. If people were not stuck at home all day, they're probably, like, Madden 21 probably would have been one of the worst received games probably of the entire year. I mean, the fact that again it still has the lowest Metacritic rating score in the history of Metacritic is kind of fucking nuts. I like to sit here and say like, oh well, EA they're gonna make changes because obviously the beta is not being received very well, but the game launches in a little less than 2 months, so there's not many changes that they can make, and if they do, it's probably just gonna be buggy as hell. I'm very, very let down with all of the leaks that have been coming out. It really just seems like a copy-paste version with a different UI, which is really underwhelming because I think that there is a real community that would love it if EA, you know, took this game seriously. But since they have the monopoly on football franchises with NFL rights and player likenesses, there's no one else that can challenge it, and so EA is getting lazy. And I know that EA's, you know, sole monopoly on football games, it's not up to like what 2025 because they just signed a new contract with the NFL, so it's gonna be like this at least till Madden 26, which sucks. I really don't at this point. Last year I was confident and looking forward to Madden 21 because I was like, they're gonna make changes, and then Madden 21 came out and then that got tanked really bad, and I was like, Madden 22 is gonna be great, they're gonna make changes, and so I'm not gonna hold out any hope until I see real change being made. I'm happy that they put in small things, but that's not enough. You're a multi-billion-dollar company who made $4 billion in revenue last year. You can do better than this. You can do better than graphics that are worse than GTA 5, which came out 2013. I mean, if you look at, you know, the graphics 2K put out, yeah, 2K may be a buggy mess that the 2K community complains about, but if you look at the graphics, you look at the UI, those are the two biggest things that, like, and I mean, franchise, which is essentially my league, no one complains about those two modes very often because they're pretty damn well polished. I know 2K players would probably have a heart attack if they saw and tried to play Madden games because of how much worse it is compared to 2K. But those are my thoughts. I just want to make a quick video about this. And yeah, I'm probably going to do more reactionary videos as we get more news and leaks about Madden 22, especially like if there's bigger things that get released. If there are bigger changes, that'd be awesome. But listen, guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not going to hold out hope for Madden 22 at this point. Like I said, I will be getting it just because that way you guys can see if it's worth it or not. But yeah, it sucks. I used to love this franchise. I love the franchise. I just hate EA. And as far as we know, there's not going to be any changes coming soon. So thank you guys for watching this video. I did make a bunch of Madden concept art if you guys want to check that out. Those probably had more effort put into them than EA put into Madden 22. So if you guys can check that out, that'd be awesome. I also did do a deep dive on the Madden 22 trailer that got dropped, like I said earlier, on the 17th. And then I also do a podcast every single Thursday at 12:30, the Training Camp Podcast. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can check that out as well. But other than that, I will see you guys later.